You know, if you're out vlogging, sometimes the difference between having a good vlog and a bad vlog is your audio. And if you're using in-camera audio like I'm doing right now, that can be a bummer because it's just not as clear as you'd like for it to be. But you know, an easy solution is a little shotgun microphone. We're going to look at a budget one that you're hearing right now, and that's coming right up. All right, well, you know, when you're talking about a camera like I'm using the Canon M50 right now, and you need a little shotgun microphone, budget-minded. Now, this one comes in at under $25, so that is a great buy, but does it really sound good? We're going to do some quick little testing with it. I'm actually going to use a fan setup to where I'm blowing a fan at approximately about 45-degree angle to the microphone to see how does it sound with just the shotgun microphone by itself, then with the foam cover, and then also the dead cat. But before we get to that, let's talk about why I like microphones like this. Now, of course, they're budget-minded, so that's always a plus, but I like the fact that it does not require a battery to power it. So let's look at some of the specs of this microphone right now. It is a polar pattern cardioid microphone. Its maximum sound pressure level is 110 decibels. Its frequency response is 50 hertz to 20,000 kilohertz. Its harmonic distortion is at -1%. Dynamic range 100 decibels. Sensitivity is -34 decibels to +2 decibels. Sound noise ratio is just above 70 dB. Product weight is 50.5 grams approximate. But when it comes to a microphone, you want to see, okay, first off, how does it reject side noises? How does it reject wind noises? How does it deal with your voice? Because 50 to 20 is respectable, you know, considering human hearing is from 20 on up. And I've got a little bit deeper voice than the average person. So I'm very curious, and I won't know until I stick this into the computer to see exactly how it sounds. But let's start with the simplest test, which is just what is its noise floor. So I'm just going to be quiet for a second. We're just going to listen. So the only thing that you're hearing right now is actually should be the computer that's right next to the camera with its fans running. But other than that, it should be pretty quiet. But you know what? Let's just take it to a very quiet room and do the same test. All right, now I'm upstairs in the game room, very quiet. So let's just listen to the noise floor. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to stick this into Adobe Audition just to see what the noise floor looked like and kind of give you a visual too so you could hear along. And fan goes on. Little foam cover. Now one thing I really do like is the shock mount does seem to be built pretty well, but I do like the fact that it has a 360 degree. So it will notch back and forth so you can actually turn the microphone around and record your voice from the rear instead of always having to unscrew, turn the microphone around. So that's a nice little touch. So what are my final thoughts about this Mcoplus little mini shotgun microphone that you can use for your DSLR camcorders, mirrorless cameras, anything that takes a TRS 3.5 millimeter input. You can use it on your phone also because it comes with a TRRS so that you could use it with your mobile device. But what do I think about it? I think the audio quality is nice. It's got a little bit of a noise floor in it, as you heard, But, you know, we're talking about a microphone that is under $25. I like the shock mount. It's not as good as what a Rode would be, but keep in mind, $24.99. I really do like the fact that you can flip the microphone around and move it 360 degrees without actually having to take it off of the cold shoe, turn it around so that you can record your own voice when you're behind the camera. I don't like its build quality. And when I say that, let me caveat this. Its build quality is nice considering that it's plastic, but it's not a aluminum or it's not a metal shotgun microphone to where you feel like that if perchance you were to drop it, that it would survive the drop. I worry that it may actually crack the outer shell or the outer housing of it. But you know, all in all, for the cost, because remember, we're talking about a budget microphone. For the cost, I don't think that you can go wrong. I mean, if you're just starting a YouTube channel or you're starting to do some little vlogging on YouTube and you're trying to get your equipment set up at a very reasonable price, this may be an option for you. I may do another video later on comparing it to the Movo, the VRX10, because I really like that one. I think for a budget microphone, that one's very, very good. This one here, tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about the audio quality that came out of this? I mean, with the fan example, you could see that it did pick up a lot of wind noise. The little foam cover didn't help very much, but the dead cat definitely cut down on the harshness. So, and that's with the fan blowing directly on it. So that gives you a pretty good idea. So anyway, like always, product link in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. And until the next video, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. It is a polar pattern. Polar pattern? Polar pattern. It's a polar pattern. I wish it was polar weather here in Texas.